Hey there, and welcome. Let's talk about anger. We all feel it, right? It's this powerful, sometimes totally overwhelming emotion that we spend so much energy trying to manage or just push down. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? In this explainer, we're going to go beyond just managing anger and try to really understand it. Let's get into it.
So here's a thought that might just change everything for you. Anger is almost always a mask. It's the loud, obvious emotion that everyone sees on the surface, but it's rarely the real, original feeling that started the whole fire.
I want you to just think for a second. The last time you were truly, genuinely angry, what was going on? And maybe more importantly, right before that anger hit, did you feel something else? Even for just a split second? Because that question, that's the key to this whole thing.
To help us wrap our heads around this, we're going to use a really powerful metaphor. Picture an iceberg. You know that little bit we see floating above the water? That's only about 10% of its actual size. The other 90% is this massive, hidden beast deep below the surface. Well, anger. Anger is that visible tip. And this is what we call the anger iceberg model. It basically says that the anger we show the world is just the surface stuff. The real story, the true emotional weight, is all in those more vulnerable feelings hiding underneath, hidden from others, and a lot of the time, hidden even from ourselves.
So, what exactly is lurking down there in those icy depths? Well, to get that, we need to talk about two different kinds of emotions, primary and secondary.
Okay, so on the left, you've got your primary emotions. These are your instant, raw gut reactions. A car swerves into your lane, your primary emotion is probably fear. Someone you love says something hurtful, it's hurt. Now, over on the right, you have secondary emotions. This is your reaction to that first feeling. And for so many of us, anger is the go-to secondary emotion.
So why does this even happen? Well, our brains are hardwired for survival. And for a lot of people, especially men, feeling vulnerable, feeling hurt or scared or ashamed, it registers as being unsafe. So, in less than a second, the brain does this lightning-fast switcheroo. It converts that vulnerable primary feeling into anger, which feels more powerful, more in control.
And this is what makes up that huge, unseen 90% of the iceberg. It's not just one thing. It's a whole mix of these tender, vulnerable feelings. Embarrassment, shame, guilt, feeling rejected or hurt. Sometimes it's even just pure exhaustion. These are the real drivers, and anger is just the getaway car.
Now, this isn't some random glitch in our system. There are actually really deep reasons why we build this iceberg in the first place. And a huge part of it comes down to how we're raised and the weirdly protective job that anger can play.
I mean, think about it. From the time we're little, boys especially, get these totally conflicting messages. On the one hand, showing vulnerability is seen as weakness. Boys don't cry. But on the other hand, aggression often gets a pass. Boys will be boys. This literally carves a pathway in our brains where all sorts of tough feelings get funneled into the one acceptable outlet, anger.
So you can almost start to see anger not as the bad guy, but as a kind of bodyguard. When you feel emotionally threatened, this bodyguard steps right in. It's loud, it's intimidating, and its main job is to push people away to create a buffer so you don't get hurt any more than you already are. But here's the crucial trade-off. While that bodyguard might keep you safe in the short term, it comes at a massive cost. It keeps everyone out, including the people you love and want to be close to. It absolutely destroys intimacy because real, genuine connection requires vulnerability, the very thing the bodyguard is trying to hide.
Okay, so understanding the iceberg is a huge first step. But how do we actually start to, thaw it out and deal with what's underneath? Let's switch gears from the why to the how with some real practical tools you can start using today.
The very first tool is so simple, but it is profoundly effective. The idea is, name it to tame it. Seriously, brain science shows that the simple act of putting a specific name to what you're feeling dials down its intensity.
And this is what that looks like in action. We usually just reach for one big, blunt word. I'm pissed off. But getting granular, getting specific is the key. Instead of just pissed off, can you pinpoint the real feeling? Actually, I feel disrespected. Or, you know what, I feel totally exhausted. Or, I feel ignored. That specificity gives you power over the emotion instead of the other way around.
Tool number 2, the strategic timeout. And let's be clear, this isn't about storming off in a huff. This is a conscious, smart decision to step away when you recognize that your body is biologically overloaded. It's not weakness, it's a sign of incredible strength and self-awareness.
And here's the hard science behind why this works. When your heart rate gets up over about 100 beats per minute, your body enters a state called flooding. Your fight-or-flight system takes over completely, and the logical, problem-solving part of your brain literally goes offline. The only thing to do is to physically step away for at least 20 minutes and let your entire nervous system calm back down.
So, if you only take one single thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your anger is not the enemy. It's not the actual problem. It is a big, loud, flashing alarm bell that is desperately trying to point you toward the real problem, that vulnerable emotion hiding just beneath the surface.
So the next time you feel that heat rising, just pause and ask yourself this question. Don't just react to the anger, listen to it. If it's a signal, if it's a messenger trying to get your attention, what is it really trying to tell you? Because the answer to that question might just change everything.